Hello, guys. Welcome to this live broadcast. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am Skip LaCour. I am so glad you are here today joining me. Whether you are watching me live on replay version, I want you to say hello. I want you to tell me where you're from. I want you to tell me what you're loving about these Workouts for Older Men live broadcasts, what you want to see more of. I want to make this our virtual connection. We're virtual training partners, right? Two men, a little bit older, going through the journey of life. We've got so many men brand new to Workouts for Older Men Live. So I want to take a quick moment to introduce myself. My name is Skip LaCour. I'm a coach. I'm a speaker. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an author. I'm a former 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder. What I do is I specialize in helping older men just like you with busy, productive lives. You've achieved a certain level of success with your business, your family. That's where your focus is gone. And now you're bringing it to take your fitness to a higher level. You want to match that level of success with your health, your fitness, to match those other areas of your life. Become the total package. That sounds like you. You're in the right place. Workouts for Older Men Live is just for you. All right, I specialize in helping men a little bit older become that total package, become their best both inside and outside the gym, in addition to these training and eating habits, right? Help you with that mental toughness, specifically designed for older men. So I'm so glad you're here. Again, whether you're watching me live or in a replay version, whether you're watching me on my Facebook page, at Skip LaCour page, on YouTube, at Skip LaCour, or you're getting this replay and you're coming over from Instagram, Skip LaCour, Twitter, Skip LaCour, Periscope, Skip LaCour, my LinkedIn, whatever it may be, I'm so glad you're here. Set your notifications, and you want to be on all my social media platforms because all of them are so great, and they all have a different flavor. So you'll see me popping in on all of them, talking directly to you. All right, so make sure that you're on all of my social media platforms. I'll put that link down below. In this short video, I want to talk about the right amount of reps per set for men like you and me, a little bit older, with a busy, productive life. By the way, I'm 56 years old. I've been doing this for over 30 years with passion, and I bring that passion, that intensity, that hyper-focus from being a 6-time national champion. Now I live a busy, productive life like you. I've got bigger things, family, business, and I still want to look great. I bring that perfect fusion that you can't get from those younger, passionate fitness experts. Sure, they look great. It's their identity. They got the extreme strategies. I know what that's like. I love that feeling. Just have to move on. I'm living a life like you. Just two men. We can relate to each other at this age. All right. So in this video, I want to talk about the right amount of reps per set to reach your goals now that you're a little bit older and you have a busy, productive life. You hear so many things. I know you're confused. I know you're frustrated and overwhelmed. Why can't there just be a black and white answer? Why am I getting so many different opinions? And so I want to talk about that and a lot more. I want to give you an opportunity to reach out to me this weekend. Right? Fill out a questionnaire. Tell me about your journey. I want to tell you about this process that I go do more than connect with you on these live broadcasts. I actually talk to you, and I do that absolutely free, 10 or 15 minutes. I want to tell you about that opportunity for you to reach out and connect with me, right? And how I do all that, why I do that, and how it's going to help you take your efforts to the next level, both inside and outside of the gym. All right, so I'm going to do one more set, and then I'm going to talk about how many reps per set an older man like you with a busy, productive life needs to reach your fitness goals. I know you're hearing so many things. I want to set it straight from a man who's just like you living your life. All right, let's talk about it. How many reps per set do you need as an older man with a busy, productive life to reach your fitness goals? It's a great question, right? You hear so many things. I want to help you climb inside the mind of the younger, passionate fitness experts so you understand their point of view when they're talking to you, so you can get through all this confusion, frustration, overwhelm. Then I want to tell you, bring you along for my over 30 years going through the journey just like you. We have a little bit different perspective of the world, right, when we're a little bit older, right? We understand the nuance, and I want to bring you up to speed with the nuance that maybe you can't get from the 25-year-old who's just loving it, looks great, sharing his information, but how does it apply to you? That's what you want to know, right? So first of all, you got to know your goal, right? Why are you lifting weights? Very, very important, right? Why are you lifting weights? It all starts with your goal, right? Then it starts with your preferences, right? We are all not wired the same. Some people like to be intense. Some people like a steady stream, a flow. That's just how they operate. And there are many ways to reach your goals, all right? Once you have them established, you know what you're doing. There's many ways to get there, right? Just like in life, that nuance, like I said. So I'm going to help you really clearly identify your goal and then really step into your mind, get some self-awareness. What is the best for your personality trait, right, when it comes to how many reps per set does an older man with a busy life like you need, right? Now, the goal with weight training, right, is to tax yourself. It's to lift more weight than you've lifted, maybe not in weight, but in reps, form, feel, and execution. Challenge yourself. Create that overload, that demand, because that is what initiates the muscle building process. You should be lifting weights to build muscle, right? Now, I hear you think, okay, well, to maintain, it's this amount of reps. To build, it's this amount of reps. And to cut, to get lean, it's a higher reps. Maybe you've heard those things, right? Remember, our goal is to build muscle, or that's what it should be. You're not going to do a certain amount of reps that's going to get you ripped. Now, I know you may hear that, and someone doing all those reps, giving the information, they may be ripped. But let me just tell you, getting ripped, getting lean, what you see with me, right, that's from my diet. What I do when I'm not on camera, when I'm not in the gym, that's going to make me lean, all right? All those reps, if it's going to spot reduce, get you lean, it's not going to do that. All right, so just remember that. You may like a higher rep range scheme. It can still help you build muscle, create that overload, 12 to 15 reps or higher, whatever it is you do, right? But that's not getting you lean, right? You're building muscle. That's what weight training is for, so remember that. All right, now, the other thing is, what's your personality, right? I have different moods, and I understand how this all works that I want to share with you. Sometimes I'm intense. It's my gym therapy. I just got to get it out, right? And in those mindset, when I'm in that mood, right, I can get by with fewer reps per set and still initiate that muscle building process. Tax it, overload it. Again, weight is important, but mind-muscle connection is most important. All right, but if I'm going to do fewer reps, let's just say 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 reps. Those are some rep ranges that I use to build that muscle, right? But I back it up with the intensity that goes along with it. If you were going to do fewer reps per set, you got to tax yourself. You can't do the same mindset or the same attack or even the same weight if you did 12 to 15 or higher. So if you're going to go for fewer reps per set, you got to crank up the intensity, even the weight. Keep in mind, don't hurt yourself. Don't stray far off from that mind-muscle connection. You can do it if you practice. Right? I love the 4 to 6 and 6 to 8 reps, and that's why I have with my man-formation training, because I love to sprint. I love to be intense, get the heck out of there. It fits my personality. It may not fit yours. You may not want to put that intensity into your training. You want to get it with a little bit less, save that for your family and for business. That's fine too. You can do that. All right? So I like to make it short, sweet, intense, focus, get the heck out of the gym. 4 to 6, 6 to 8 works best for me. Now, I might range for that for a lot of reasons, right? Sometimes I'm not feeling it. If I'm not feeling it, I know if I'm not putting my head, my heart and soul into it, my gut, all right, then I've got to do more reps. And see, you can be sensory acute, but they both can work to build that muscle. Now that you're a little bit older, I know you guys have busy productive lives. I know you're intense like me. You want to become the best. You want to match it. So that 4 to 6, that 6 to 8 rep might be perfect for you too. Now, again, it's not perfect for everybody. Can you build muscle from 8 to 10, 12 to 15 reps? Yes, you can. Right? You'll use lighter weight. That threshold of pushing yourself past, it'll come later, seconds later, right? You know, you go to 4 to 6 or 6 to 8, and whatever, it takes 10 seconds or so. Now you're into the 15, 20 seconds of that particular set. The longer you need to focus, the tougher it's going to be. Got to be that mentally tough. That overload, that taxing, that pushing past your threshold, it's going to happen later on, right? And when you get that 10th, 11th, 12th, or 12th or 13th, with the appropriate weight, you can build muscle that way too. Again, see how it fits your personality? But just remember, the goal is to build muscle, not to get ripped, right? There is no black and white. Okay, you build, you do this. To maintain, you do this. To build, and you do this to get ripped. It doesn't work that way because it's about what you apply to it. It's not a blanket statement for everybody. I've been doing this for 30 years, right? Maybe you're just into this for the first time. After a couple years, you're dedicated. You're doing great compared to men your age, but you're not going to match me. So doing the same amount of reps without all the nuance, the detail, that blanket rep range isn't going to work for you, right? So we all have to do this ourselves. Those are the mental parameters that you work with, right? Here's one other quick thing. A lot of men coming into it, they're smart, they're doing really well in their life. They come over to this fitness, taking in all this information, getting a little confused. One thing about a rep range is you do need a rep range. Right, some guys go, I do X amount of sets, and I do 6 reps per set. I go, 6? Well, what if you can do more? No, I stop at 6. What if you're feeling it and you can't get to 6? Well, I'll make sure I get to 6. So they're trying to stop on a dime, so to speak, right? Just measure how much energy they'll have in that set, how much strength they'll have before they touch the weight and not during it. And it's just a guess, right? Maybe they're guessing 6 is the right, or 8 or 10 or whatever it is. You want every single set to be this self-contained unit, right? So that if you have more strength, maybe it's the beginning of the workout, end of the workout, maybe it's summertime, whatever it is, maybe you're just pumped up, maybe you're more excited. You have a rep range, right? So a successful set could be 4, 5, or 6, 6, 7, or 8, 12, 13, 14, or 15, 10 to 12, 10, 11, 12. Right, so every set is this game. It's this challenge. It's this self-contained unit. You worry about the next set when you're done and it's time for that, right? That's how you build intensity. That's how you build up mental and emotional as well as physical strength with rep range, right? So, I could give you a black and white answer. I know you're getting it over there. It would be a lot easier for me to do that. But you're here for the nuance, right? You want all my years of experience, right? Teaching you, not just giving you a fish, so to speak. I'm giving you a fishing pole. Right? So you can understand when you're getting those black and white answers, it's not that simple and why you're getting confused. So that's the information you can expect from me. I know it'd be easier just to say 8 to 10, right? And I know you're getting that, but there's a little bit more to that. All right, I want you to reach out to me. I want you to fill out the questionnaire. I've got a questionnaire down below all this week, and I'm reaching out. You take your time and you play all out and fill out that questionnaire. I'm going to reach out to you. Right? A lot of guys, it's interesting. When you go to that questionnaire form on my LaCour.com website, I tell you before, during, and after. I got a little video saying, if you play all out, I'm going to reach out to you. I'm always a little surprised that when I do reach out and I call you on the phone, oh my God, you did call. Just like you said. Well, that's why I told you 3 times. So if you get that call or that text from the 925 area code, that's me. Right? I'll reach out to you in a lot of different ways. Maybe it's through an email. Maybe that call from me from the 925 is me. Maybe I'll text you first. I'll say, hey, I saw you took the time to fill out the questionnaire. Going to give you a call a little bit later. Sound good? Right? So text, email, phone call. Expect that if you play all out. I want to take this connection a little bit further. So take advantage of that. So many men have. Right? And why do I do that? Right? If the questions that I'm answering for you, more than just the answers to your questions, if you feel that I'm feeling you, that I'm connecting you, right? I'm stepping to your mind as an older man with a busy, productive life. The frustration is going through all this information to try to match it to your lifestyle in the language that you're used to as we look at the world from this stage of our life. That's because I talk to so many men like you, all in our same age group, all with our same goals, all with our same level of success and view of the world, over and over and over again. So that's how I get all this information to come to you if you're wondering why you can relate so well to me. I do my work by talking to you, so reach out, right? There's no sense you going through all these challenges when I help dozens of men, probably every week with that same challenge. Don't go through it, but you got to take action, fill out that questionnaire. All right, so that's going to do it for today's Workout for Older Men Live. I am so glad that you have joined me. Again, set your notifications on all my social media platforms because I'm everywhere. You don't want to miss out on any of them. All right, we're a little bit older. We got more time behind us than we do in front of us. A little sobering thought, but gets us to take action, to train, to eat, to put our health and fitness as the priority that we should when we got more time behind us. We got to seize the day. We got to live. We got to train. We got to love and we got to connect. We got to produce with a sense of urgency because we got more time behind us than in front of us. So have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Think big and think bigger than getting bigger.